A year and a half later, and it's finally install day. It turns out I am a pro at something. Procrastinating. Hey folks, we're back again with another video, and today we're going to be changing the Charger damper on our 2018 Rockshox Pike fork. So this is the B1 chassis version of a Rockshox Pike, and it currently has a Charger 2.0 RCT3 damper. We're going to be changing it to a Charger 2.1 RC damper. There's B1, B2, B3, B4 chassis between 2018 and 2022, I believe. They are interchangeable. You could upgrade a B1 and B2 to a B3 and B4 by changing the damper from a 2.0 to a 2.1 and by also installing the new Debonair C1 air spring, which this has already had for a few years now. This is a very easy job. You could absolutely do it if it needs to get done. Ultimately, I'll go over why I'm doing it later in this video. There's not that many tools needed to get this job done, so let's quickly go over the tools and parts needed for the job. As always, the most important tool on the table right there, safety glasses. This is a fork, it has oil, it has pressure. Wear your safety glasses. Tools in order of use, line them up like this. It might make your life a little bit easier. Two ways to do the job. You could easily remove the damper from the fork with the bike in a bike stand, or you could do it on the table by removing the whole fork. That's up to you. I'll sort of explain both ways, right? So no matter what, we are going to need a 2mm Allen for the compression knobs to remove them and a 2.5mm Allen for the rebound knobs. We go to the bottom of the bike on the lower leg, 5mm Allen socket, I should say, Allen socket, in order to remove the bolt that holds the internal shaft to the lower leg, and a mallet in order to separate the shaft from the leg. Make sure you have an oil pan underneath it if your bike is in the bike stand and you just remove the damper. You don't have to worry about this if you're doing it on the table, but if you're on a bike stand, you want an oil pan. Then we're going to go to the top side of the damper. It's a cassette tool. We're going to remove the damper from the fork. And then we're going to swap it out. When it comes back to putting it together, you are going to need a syringe if you do this on a bike stand. If you do it on a table, you shouldn't need this at all. But if you do it on a bike stand, you are going to need a syringe, torque wrench in order to torque it down, alcohol, paper towel, and that's pretty much it. Let's go into the parts needed for the job. As for parts, we're going to need a damper. So I'm replacing an RCT3 damper, which does have lockout and pedal mode, to a RC damper, which only has high and low speed compression. There is no lockout on this one, right? When you buy the damper, it should come with all the parts needed in order to finish up the job, top caps, bottom bolts, so on and so forth, right? As for oil, we only need lower leg oil on this one. We're not doing anything to the damper. This isn't a damper service. This is a replacement. So for the lower leg, 0W30 is what RockShox used for the longest time, but it has technically been replaced by Maxima Plush Light. Not the heavy, the light, and that's pretty much it. Let's replace this damper. Two ways we could do this job. One, you could do it on the bike on a bike stand. We could easily remove this damper from the fork on a bike stand. Or you could do it on a table. The difference between the two, if you do it on a bike stand, when we take out the bolt from the lower leg, oil will come out of the lower legs. Whereas if I do it on the table, I really don't have to worry about that. No oil will come out, or very little, insignificant amount of oil will come out, right? Now, I will say this fork had a fresh 50-hour service, so the oil and grease in here is super clean. If yours is old, there's a good chance to just do a quick 50-hour service. I mean, you're taking out the damper anyway. Just take out the other bolt, take out the lower legs, clean them quick, put fresh oil in there, fresh grease, and you'll be good to go, okay? Now, one more thing to consider. I'm going from an RTC3 to an RC. I don't have to worry about the settings on the dampers because a whole different damper is going to have a whole different set of settings. If you're swapping out the same damper, then definitely write down your high-speed compression, low-speed compression, I should say, settings on an RTC3 and your rebound settings. So don't forget that, okay? The air spring we are not touching. So the first step, let's remove our rebound knob. 2.5mm Allen. Just loosen it, don't remove the screw, just remove the knob and put it on the side. Next, what I'm going to do is remove the high speed and low speed compression knobs, right? So 2mm Allen on the screw in the middle of the low speed compression knob. Just, well, actually, again, I don't have to worry about counting it. Make sure to write down your settings if you're changing the same damper. So let's remove the screw. Then let's pick up the whole knob, put it on the side. So next what I'm going to do is grab the cassette tool and loosen the damper. We're not going to remove it yet. We're just going to loosen it, okay? So put the cassette tool inside, and it's going to be a good crack. There we go. Just loosen it a little bit. And that's it, just like that. Next, we're gonna remove the lower bolt, 5mm Allen. Let's loosen it first. It's gonna be a good little crack. Then, let's turn it 3 full turns. So let's follow that arrow. 1, 2, 3. And then grab a mallet and tap it to separate the shaft from the lower leg. There we go. That should have taken care of it. Yep, we are separated. Now, again, if you're doing this on the bike on a bike stand, make sure you have an oil pan underneath because oil will come out. I'm going to do my best for no oil to come out over here, okay? Now we're going to take our cassette tool and we are going to unscrew the damper until it comes out. It's going to be a lot of unscrewing here. And should be able to do the rest by hand. There we go. I'm just going to be careful with it and pull it out. Ta-da! There is our old damper. Before we put the new damper in, we need to prep everything, right? So I opened up the kit that came with the damper. In it, we have an O-ring. We have 2 O-rings, technically. One of them is for the damper itself, and the other one is for the high-speed compression cap. Okay, so first let's put on the one for the damper. Let's put a little bit of SRAM butter on it. Goes into that groove in here, okay? Just like that. Now, technically, we could put this in, but just to be prepped, if you can, use regular grease for this O-ring. This O-ring helps stop water from going inside. This is not exactly the best design when it comes to keeping out water, to say the least, right? So what you can do, just to help if you have SRAM butter, if you don't have, I mean, I have it, but I'm just going to use SRAM butter for now, because if you stay on top of your service, you don't have to worry about it as much. So folks, just stay on top of your service, and little details like this, it could be prolonged as far as having issues, right? So we're going to take that O-ring, we're going to put it on the inside of the high-speed compression knob, just like that. And the low-speed compression knob sits inside that, okay? So I'm going to put this on the side for now. Now we install the damper back into the fork. Now, if you did it on the bike, it's going to be a little bit different than doing it on the table. Again, on the table, if you did it right and you didn't tilt this thing, all the oil should be inside, so then we could just put it in and immediately torque it down from the top cap, right? But if you did it on the bike, you're going to need to put oil into it later. So the first thing we're going to need to do is, let's put the damper in. Do not screw it down at all. Make sure it touches at the bottom over here, okay? And then we're going to turn it around. In my case, I'm going to turn it around. We're going to take our bolt. Make sure this connect to the shaft. Screw the bolt in. Okay, grab our 5mm. Screw it down all the way. Come on. And then when we're done screwing it all the way, let's take our torque wrench, 7.3 Newton meters. Torque it down. 7.6, a little bit hot. So again, the bike is in the bike stand. We had just torqued down the bottom bolt. Now you will notice at the top cap, there's a space between the crown and the top cap. We need to fill up the lower leg with oil if, again, you took out the damper with the bike and the bike stand. If it's lying down, you don't need to do this step. There's already oil in there. So you're going to take a syringe and you're going to put it in there. We're going to fill it up with oil. Now, 10 milliliters of either 0W30 if that's what it already had, or Maxima Light if that's what it already had, okay? I don't need to do that. If you do it on the table like I did and you didn't tilt this thing, all the oil should remain in it. So all I need to do right now, and after you fill it up with a syringe, fill up the lower leg with a syringe, we're going to take our cassette tool and screw down the damper all the way. Then we're going to take our torque wrench, 28 Newton meters, and torque it down. 28.2. Next, let's install the rebound knob. So let's take it, let's put it all the way in, make sure it sinks past that seal. And then grab your screw, don't over tighten it. Nice and snug. just like that. Next, let's install the knobs. So this is your decision as far as how you want it to show, right? So right now I'm in the fully open position. I'm gonna have the charger facing flat down, just like that in the fully open position, okay? And then for the low speed compression, again, it's up to you how you want the letters to face. Put the screw in, screw it down with the 2mm. Ouch. There we go. Don't over tighten it, but nice and snug, finger snug. There we go. Now let's test it. Yep, that works. And the inside works. And there you have it, folks. We just changed a damper on the 2018 Rockshox Pike fork. Again, the B1 chassis. Super easy job. B1, B2, B3, and B4 are basically the same chassis. The only real difference is going from Charger 2.0 to 2.1, and with the B3 and 4, they came out with the C1 seal head for the air spring, which I highly recommend. For me, that upgrade made a noticeable difference in ride feel. Why did I change out the damper on this particular fork? Well, the old damper, the RTC3 over here, has a leak on a seal in the compression stack. This is a known issue. It is fixable, but it's an involved job. Rockshox doesn't sell the seal. They want you to go out there and buy a whole new damper, which I think is crazy. Now, I didn't buy the damper because of this. In fact, I've had this damper for over a year now that I never put into this fork because this bike I don't ride as much. Last year I barely rode it and I was basically too lazy to do it. So now I have a reason to put this damper in here, and I'll be able to fix or create a whole video dedicated just to fixing this problem, which I know a few of you people out there have because I've been asked to make this video. So perfect timing. All right, so all that's left now is take the fork, put it on the bike. If you change the same damper, make sure to put your settings back to where they were before. I don't have to worry about it. I put in a whole different damper. And then go out there and pound a thing. So, folks, if you like this video, click that like button, click that subscribe button to see more videos, click that bell button, what ding, in order to get notified when new videos get released. More videos like this are coming. If you want to see a couple of videos right now, those two over there might be of interest. And until next time, I hope all's well with everyone, and we will be talking to you all soon. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.